argument skeptics will use against Medicare for All, once they've realized they can't argue the merits of the policy itself, is it will never get passed. Not enough progressives in Congress to vote for it. Not a chance we'll win in the Senate. And so a life-saving policy that would save tens of thousands of lives a year, billions of dollars in federal spending, and generate trillions of dollars in Americans' productivity because we're healthy and not losing all of our money to stay that way, and literally change the course of history for the better, is sidelined because there's just not enough political will in DC. One of the biggest downfalls of a defeatist attitude like this is the narrow mindset of it. The world is gigantic and the possibilities are endless, and a nation that found a way to put a man on the moon before we even had calculators can surely find a way to guarantee healthcare to all its people as a right, even in a gridlock Congress. Because what the naysayers forget, and what our mainstream media narratives work overtime to make us blind to, is that political will is not just created in DC. And politicians alone do not hold the keys to our destiny. We, the American people, and more specifically, the workers do. I was inspired months back, as many progressives were, by a Twitter thread from Boots Riley, a rapper, filmmaker, and activist. He reminded us of the power that workers possess, a power our culture of devaluing and dehumanizing labor works every day to keep us from realizing. No, Nancy Pelosi doesn't support Medicare for all. Democrats have control of the House and over 221 co-sponsors on the House's Medicare for All bill, and yet we can't get a vote on it on the House floor. But what would happen if all the BART workers decided to strike, shutting down transportation in the largest economic hub in the nation until Pelosi did? And what if every American standing in solidarity with those striking workers contributed to a GoFundMe to cover those workers' wages while they striked? What the rich and powerful who control our economy don't tell you is, yes, they are rich, but they are not that powerful. Hear me out. They are absolutely helpless without workers. So through bribes, they've built a system in which we all have to rely on wealth as much as they do. But they've rigged that system so they have all the wealth and leave the rest of us to fight over the pennies. But once we realize that we're stronger together, and we realize that we can achieve what we can achieve through unity and solidarity, our power is unparalleled. Just look at what already happened during the coronavirus alone. Amazon workers went on strike and earned temperature checks and face masks, which is disgusting they didn't have face masks beforehand. Target workers went on strike and earned face masks and gloves. Same with Walmart, which once again, disgusting that they had to strike just for basic human decency. And then there were the solidarity strikes. Workers at GE went on strike to demand benefits for other working class people, demanding GE use its manufacturing capabilities to produce ventilators. Instacart workers went on strike and earned safety kits for shoppers. Imagine what we could accomplish if we strike in solidarity, all of us together. Imagine if all of us who have the privilege to quarantine gave $5 to a strike fund to cover the wages of every essential worker being underpaid. And every essential worker stayed home and demanded that they would not return to work until Congress passed a stimulus relief package that was the Green New Deal. This is a reality that can happen, and all we have to do is stand together.